your name for the record?
Carl McQuaid, point guard for the 1987 national champion William Penn Academy basketball team.
So, Mr. McQuaid, can you take us through the events leading up to that famous buzzer beater shot that won William Penn Academy their first and only national championship?
Well, we were coming out of the locker room. We were down by 3, and I knew Coach wasn't going to play me to try to conserve my energy for the second half. You know, back in the day, my shot was impeccable. I'd be draining threes from way downtown like it was nothing. You could say I was the best player on the team. Right before the second half started, I gathered the team and told them, look, you guys haven't been getting it done the first half, so now it's my time to shine. The McQuaid train is bringing the pain. Woo, woo! I walked on the court, and that was the beginning of the greatest performance anyone has ever seen on a basketball court.
Is that really what he said? Let me tell you what really happened that day. We were headed into the locker room, and the AD was waiting for me. He asked me, are you going to play Carl? Heck no, we want to win this game. This kid was probably the worst basketball player I'd ever seen. He even made a 6th grade girls team look good. His shot was worse than Shaquille O'Neal shooting free throws. This boy couldn't hit water if he fell out of a boat. He had absolutely no business being on a basketball court. If it wasn't for his dad donating to the program every year, he wouldn't have smelled the gem.
You put a player on your team because his dad donated to the program? Isn't that illegal?
Kid, it was the 80s. Everything was legal. Apparently, A.D. Bridges had made a deal with the boy's father, which said that he had to play at least one full half in his senior year. I remember feeling like I wanted to strangle him. Who in their right mind would ever let this kid play? And to not tell me until the final game of the national tournament, Mr. McQuaid was threatening to expose us unless Carl played the whole second half.
I remember Gracie, Brittany, and Abby, yeah. The 3 of the hottest chicks in school. They all totally had crushes on me and were in the stands cheering me on. The second half starts, and of course they give me the rock. I wanted to put the pressure on the other team, so as soon as I got the ball, I scored, cutting through the defense like a hot knife through butter. That defense was softer than Broadway musicals, except for Cats. Meow.
Do you really believe this guy? that oaf shot on our own basket.
I started crossing people up left and right. Boom, crossed. You have a nice trip? Then I hit the prettiest step back anyone has ever seen. I was taking it in as the crowd went wild. Woo! Have my baby! Mine too! Me 3!
Crowd? There wasn't even anyone there. This crazy planning committee thought it was a great idea just to wrap the entire entrance in caution tape.
Just 3 minutes in and I already had about 20 points. I couldn't miss from deep.
I called a timeout and told him, you're moving to center.
Coach moved me to center because he thought I was the modern-day Wilt Chamberlain, and he didn't want me to make the rest of the team look bad. No one was passing to me, so it's no wonder why the other team got the lead. As Coach called timeout for the last possession, I looked over at him and I let him know I was pissed. I walked to the huddle thinking, of course, Carl has to save the day. I sat down, looked Coach dead in the eye, and said, give me the ball. Coach looked at me and gave me the nod, and I knew I was going to win this game. I had defenders all over me, but I broke free and caught the inbound pass. I knew I had time and could see the fear in the defender's eyes. I jab stepped to get him moving and pump faked to get him in the air. I went up to draw a foul, and as we collided, threw the ball towards the net. The ball was soaring through the air as the time expired. As soon as I looked, I knew it was going in. As the buzzer sounded, the crowd went crazy. My team surrounded me and hoisted me on their shoulders. Since that day, no one has been carried off that court. I looked down at Coach and pointed at him and said, we did it. He pointed back and says, you did it. It was as if I was a son he never had. And as he looked at me with pride, the crowd started to chant my name. Carl, Carl.
That is not how this happened. I grabbed my best player, Dennis Rodman. I said to him, do not pass Carl the ball. Rodman goes to inbound with 5 seconds left, and no one was open until there was a break in the defense. I see a streak of pasty whiteness sprint across the court to intercept Rodman's pass. Carl snatched the ball out of the air and turns around and hucks it. Just as the ball left Carl's hands, their best defender leaps up into the air, gives his arm a full swing, and connects with the ball. And you know what happens next was the craziest thing I've ever seen in my 35 years of coaching college basketball. The man stuffed Carl so bad, the ball came back and slammed into his face. But that's not all. The ball ricochets off of him and flew through the air toward the basket. It bounced on the rim and trickled into the basket in the last seconds. I was so excited I ran over to Carl's body and picked him up. I looked at him and told him, "Great job, kid," and went to go celebrate with my team. I looked back to see a player shouting, "Carl,
Carl, Carl, Carl." I could still hear those voices chanting my name. School came to an end soon after that, and I lost contact with most of my teammates. But Coach and I still talk on the phone every day.
Every day. Hello.
That defense was softer than Broadway musicals, except for Wicked, because that was, well, wicked. This was softer than Easy Bake Ovens. Dig, dig, cookies are done. It was softer than a bag of marshmallows. They were my Rice Krispie treats. That defense was softer than Versace shirts.
Versace.
That was the joke, goddammit. I know it's Versace.